Hey, welcome back to day two of absolute values and inequalities. If you missed day one, you got to go check it out. It's a classic. Okay, we left off before where the absolute value of x equals 3. This situation is telling us that x is 3 units from 0. Okay, 3 away from 0, which means it could be this way, or it could be this way from 0. So it could be 3 or negative 3. And that's what makes absolute value special. So let's look at a couple of examples here. So the absolute value of x is less than 3. That's what this is saying. It means that x is less than, and there's my than already, 3 units away from 0. Okay, that being the case, I know that at 3 and at negative 3, it's less than that. So it's less than this, and it's less than that. So I got a bit of an intersection going on here. Less than, and this is where we're getting our and from. Okay, and let's look at this next one. If x is, the absolute value of x is greater than 3, that means that x is, here we are, greater than 3 units from 0. So if we're at 0, and I've got my 3 and my negative 3, it's greater. So it's 3 greater, or it is greater in the negatives also. Greater, great or. So this is going to be an or. So a couple symbols to keep an eye on, and we did practice this yesterday. This is an and this is an or. Let's try it out. Okay, ooh, we got a couple of special things going on here. So we've got the absolute value of 2p minus 3 equals 7. Because we're working with an equation, I don't have to worry about inequalities. I can do 2p minus 3 equals 7, or 2p minus 3 equals negative 7. I need to try them both out. Okay, so I'm going to add 3 to both sides. I end up with 2p equals 10. Divide by 2. P equals 5. Okay, or plus 3. I got to try the negative side of it. 2p equals negative 4. Divide by 2. P equals negative 2. So my solutions for this one is p is going to equal 5, or p is going to equal negative 2. And in this particular situation, either of those work. Those are two options that I have. And that's with an equation, with an absolute value. All right, I've got another equation with an absolute value. Why don't you go ahead and press pause, you work it out, and see how you do on these. So my solution when I work these two out was I see that it is at negative 3 or 2. And there's my graph to represent that. Check back with your math, see how we did. It's like a two-step equation. That's all it is. Just the absolute value gives us two answers. Oh, holy bucket of lava. We've got ourselves an inequality here. My first thing I'm going to look at is I'm going to look at my symbol here, and I see it is a great or. This is a greater or equal to 6, so this is going to be an or. So I'm going to set this up as 10 minus 2k is greater than or equal to 6, or 10 minus 2k is flip my symbol and go to the other side of the number line. All right, why don't you press pause, working these two together, and see if we end up in the same area. All right, how'd you do? I'm feeling pretty good about what you did, even though I really can't see it. But I'm trusting. If you followed the steps and went along here, a couple things you had to keep an eye on, though, is the symbol flips. Anytime I multiply or divide by a negative, my inequality symbol has to flip to keep up with that kind of change. And it flipped here, and it flipped here. And because this is an or, not an intersection, my solutions are represented here. K is less than or equal to 2, or K is greater than or equal to 8. Let's try this one. The absolute value of 3k minus 2 is less than, oh yeah, 7. Press pause. You try it. Good luck. Be brave. All right. How'd you do? I'm feeling pretty good about what you did. Hope you do too. Follow the steps, treat it like a two-step equation. Keep an eye, no symbols did any flipping here. And this is an and, so I'm looking for the overlap. So here is where it's looking, right here. And if I did this in interval notation, I can see that it's going to bracket at -5/3, and it's going to be a bracket at 3. And there is my solution to this. Okay. All right, you keep practicing this. You'll get great at it. I'm going to go and knit myself a hat out of barbed wire. Yee.